I mean, I believe it will be a pop the champagne moment. I mean, because in my opinion, it's just going to be another validation moment. You talk about some of the skepticism. It all comes down to there's one chip in the world fueling the AI revolution, and that's the godfather of AI gens and Nvidia. And I think that is the best indicator in everything you put together. What we see with hyperscalers and overall demand. You talk about China. Look, they're now have access to China. They're not giving Huawei 20 billion a year on a silver platter. There's going to be some noise around this, but China is reopened for Nvidia. It's reopened for AMD. And at the end of the day, even if it's a third, fourth best chip, I can tell you from all the work we do in Asia, they want those Nvidia chips. That continues to be the gold standard rather than, even what you see from Huawei and domestic.
Dan, your bullishness on the big names is established. Do you have any concerns, bearing in mind they are competing not only with all the startups out there and international competition, but they're competing amongst themselves as well? Of those big 6 or 7 names plus, do you have concerns about any of their strategies at the moment?
Look, I think all the strategies are outlined, right? You have wartime CEOs across the board with Zuck and what he's doing to Meta, obviously Musk, Tesla, and you're seeing the Dell and all the hyperscalers play out. I actually think we love and agree on each one of the strategies. Now, look, for Tesla, it's each one has to prove it out. They're going to have to prove out, which I believe is the autonomous and robotic strategy. Meta is going to have to prove out monetizing the billions of users when it comes on the consumer side. You look at the hyperscalers, they're competing, but each has a huge opportunity when it comes to Microsoft, Amazon, Google. And I think that's only less than 40% have still moved to the cloud. But then you go to the software, look at names like Palantir. You look at Snowflake. I believe it's going to be a renaissance of growth for names like Salesforce.com. But then you look at names like Adobe, they're on the wrong side of it. Look, get the popcorn out. There are going to be a lot of winners. Just like you said, there will be losers, but I think there will be massive opportunities over the coming years intact.
And are there going to be any losers, though? Because it feels as though there's a Trump put in the markets now. I mean, we kept talking at length about today's winners may not be tomorrow's winners, but the Intel story where the government's been talking about taking a stake, and let's face it, it has been today's loser. But if the government's going to try and prop it up and open every door for it so it's not going to become a loser, doesn't that put a put in the market around tech losers?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I still view Intel as a loser in terms of what we're seeing in terms of dynamics. Look, there's a better chance of me playing Ryder Cup and Bethpage in September than Intel catching any of these other chip players. I mean, innovation's really been lost. They are in a very bad situation. I get what we see, with SoftBank and U.S. government, that's positive. That strategically, they're going to have to break that company up. But there are losers in terms of this innovation war. And I think that continues to really be, as an investor, you're focused on who are the winners. And there's a lot of sort of diamonds out there that maybe have not been discovered yet as you look at the second, third, fourth derivatives of AI.